You just spent 2 hours analyzing hundreds of rows of data. You found the insights, you know the story, and now you are going to put it in an Excel table with conditional formatting? Your stakeholder is going to open that file, scroll for 3 seconds, and ask you to summarize it. Sound familiar? Today, I'm going to show you how to take any Excel file, any data, any size, and turn it into an interactive HTML dashboard using Claude. No coding background required, no Power BI license, no design skills, just your data, a clear prompt, and about 5 minutes. Here's exactly what we are covering today. 1. How to structure your prompt so Claude can actually understand your business context. 2. How to iterate, because the best dashboard never comes from the first prompt. I will show you the full conversation, not just final result. 3. Which interactive features are genuinely useful, trend lines, filters, toggles, color coding, and how to ask for each one. And 4. The important stuff, what not to upload and why it's your job to verify every single number Claude gives you. Let's get into it. For this tutorial, I'm using a real, publicly available dataset, the Olist Brazilian e-commerce dataset on Kaggle. 100,000 real orders 2016 to 2018 across multiple product categories, sellers, Brazilian states. It has everything we need: order dates, revenue, product categories, customer reviews, delivery performance. It's rich, it's realistic, and it's completely free and open source. Link in the description. Here is what we are working with. I've pulled a simplified version into Excel, about 500 rows, which is totally representative of this kind of data you'd have in a real operations report. Columns: order date, product category, revenue, order status, customer state, delivery days, and review score. Rows and rows and rows of numbers. This is the raw material. Good for analysis, but not good for a stakeholder meeting. Let's change that. Before we touch Claude, I want to explain why most people are disappointed with AI-generated dashboards. They write a prompt like, make a dashboard from this data, and they get something generic, something that technically works but tells nobody anything. Here is the problem. Claude is not a mind reader. It doesn't know who you are presenting to, what decisions need to be made, or what the story you are trying to tell. It is your job to communicate, and when you do, the output completely transforms. So, every strong dashboard prompt has 4 ingredients. 1. What is the task? What are we building and why? 2. Who are the stakeholders? Who will look at this and what do they care about? 3. What are we analyzing? What's the focus? Revenue, delivery, or product performance? 4. What features do we want? Trend lines, filters, toggles, or color palettes? Let me show you exactly how this translates into a real prompt. Look, I am uploading the Excel file directly into Claude. Works the same way in ChatGPT, just attach the file. And here is my first prompt. I'm not asking for the dashboard yet. I'm setting the stage. Prompt 1. Context and task definition. I'm an operations analyst preparing a performance review for senior leadership at e-commerce company. I'm attaching our order dataset, which includes columns for order date, product category, revenue, order status, customer state, delivery days, and review score. Before building anything, please, first, confirm you can read the data correctly. 2. Summarize what you see, key columns, row count, date range, and any obvious data quality issues. And 3. Identify top 3 business questions this data can answer. Notice what I did there. I told Claude who I am, what I'm doing, who I'm presenting to, and I'm not jumping straight to the dashboard. I'm asking it to read the data first and tell me what it sees. And always verify Claude can read your file correctly before asking it to build anything. This one step saves you from building dashboards on misread data. Claude confirms the data, gives me a summary and flags something useful. Some delivery date columns have nulls. Good to know. It also suggests 3 business questions: revenue trends over time, top performing product categories, delivery performance by state. That's actually exactly what my stakeholders care about. We are aligned. Now, let's build. Now I give Claude the full build instruction. Watch how I structure this. Prompt 2. Dashboard build with feature specification. Great, Claude. Now please generate a complete interactive HTML dashboard based on this dataset. Here is the context. Task: Executive Performance Review. Senior leadership needs to understand sales health, delivery efficiency, and product category performance at a glance. Stakeholders: Operations Director and VP of Sales. They want clear KPIs, not raw numbers. They will filter by product category and time period. Analysis focus: monthly revenue trend with trend line, top 5 product categories by revenue, order status breakdown, average delivery days over time, and review score distribution. Required features: KPI summary cards at the top, total revenue, total orders, average delivery days, average review score, product category filters, drop down or toggle buttons, date range filter by month quarter, trend line on the revenue chart, and color palette. Make responsive layout readable on a laptop screen. Now generate the full HTML as a single artifact I can open in a browser. Look, key things I included: the stakeholder context, the specific chart I want, the exact features, and even the color palette matching our brand colors so it looks intentional, not like a default template. And here it is: KPI cards, revenue charts, category breakdown, already better than any Excel table. But I'm looking at this critically. The trend line is there good, the filters is there good, but I noticed two things. The delivery chart isn't showing months correctly, and the color on the order status chart is using default colors, not our palette. This is completely normal. This is not a failure. This is conversation. So treat your first results as a draft, not a deliverable. You're looking for what's right, what's wrong, what's missing. Take another 60 seconds to review before your next prompt. Here is how I feed my observations back. Prompt 3. Targeted iteration. Claude, good start. Please make the following adjustments. First, delivery time chart. The x-axis should show months in chronological order, not category labels. Please fix the data grouping. 2. The order status donut chart. Apply our color palette. Add a toggle above the revenue chart to switch between monthly view and quarterly view. Keep the trend line in both views. On KPI cards, add a small up-down percentage indicator comparing the last month to the previous month. Show green for positive, coral for negative. Everything else looks good? Keep it. See how specific that is. I'm not saying fix the charts. I'm saying exactly what's wrong, what I want instead, and what to keep. Specific feedback gets specific results. Much better. The delivery chart now reads correctly by month. The status colors match our palette. The monthly, quarterly toggle works. The KPI percentage indicators are showing, but I want to add one more feature before we call this done. Prompt 4. Final feature add plus polish. Almost perfect. 2 final additions. Add a collapsible data table in the bottom of the dashboard showing the top 20 orders by revenue. Columns: order date, product category, revenue, delivery days, review score. Make it sortable by clicking column headers. 2. Add a small info tooltip next to each KPI card title. When hovered, it shows a one-sentence explanation of what that matrix means and how it's calculated from the data. Also do a final check. Make sure all numbers in the KPI cards match the actual totals in the dataset. I will verify this manually after. Notice that last line. I will verify this manually after. I will come back to that in a moment. That's one of the most important things in this entire video. Here is the final result. Product category filters, monthly and quarterly toggle, trend lines, color-coded KPIs, sortable data table, tool tips from an Excel file in 5 prompts in about 15 minutes total. I need to stop here and talk about something important. What you just saw is impressive, but impressive is not the same as accurate. AI models hallucinate, not dramatically, not usually, but systematically, in small ways that are easy to miss. A total revenue figure that's off by 2%, a monthly trend that's shifted by one period, a category that's been grouped incorrectly. These are the errors that get through, and in a stakeholder presentation, a single raw number destroys your credibility. So, here is a non-negotiable rule. It's your job, not Claude's, to verify every single output. This is not optional. This is part of your job description now. Prompt, review, verify, iterate. Here is my verification workflow. Take about 5 minutes. First, cross-check your KPI totals against your source Excel. Open both side by side and confirm the headline numbers match. Second, spot check one chart. Pick the revenue trend for a specific month and manually count the matching rows in Excel. Do they agree? Third, look for missing data. If you had 500 rows and the dashboard is showing 480, where did the other 20 go? Claude may have slightly excluded nulls without telling you. Fourth, if anything looks good, back to Claude with a specific question. Your total revenue shows X. Can you show me exactly how you calculated that? The model will tell you. And if the answer reveals an error, you fix it before anyone else sees it. Build verification into your workflow, not as an afterthought. Great analysis plus unverified output is a risk. Great analysis plus verified output is authority. One more thing before we wrap up, and this one is about protecting yourself and your company. Do not upload confidential or commercially sensitive data to AI tools unless you're certain that you have the legal right to do so. This means check your company's AI usage policy. Check whether your Claude to ChatGPT license includes data privacy guarantees for enterprise use. Understand what gets stored, what gets used for training, what your data governance rules require. If you're not sure, use anonymized data, use synthetic data, or use an open source dataset like the one we use today to build and validate your workflow first. The technique works on any data. You don't need to put real customer records at risk to learn how to build a great dashboard. Be smart, be responsible, and when you do have the right licenses in place, deploy with confidence. Let's recap what we covered. 1. Context-first prompting. Tell Claude who you are, who your stakeholders are, and what you're analyzing. Generic prompt, generic results. 2. Iteration is the process. No great dashboard comes from one prompt. Build, review, refine. 3. Specify your features. Trend lines, filters, toggles, color palettes. Claude can build all of it, but you have to ask for it specifically. 4. Verify everything. Your name is on the output. Make it worthy of your name. 5. Protect your data. Know your licenses, know your policies, and use open source data to practice. So, the full dataset and the prompt templates I used today are linked in the description. If this helped you, subscribe to TechNika. Every week I break down practical AI skills for operations and data professionals. No hype, just tools you can actually use. And if you are going to try this today, which I hope you do, come back and drop in a comment with what you built. I read everyone. Your data already has a story. Now you know how to let it tell it.